Guess who pushed preview instead of record? Guess who hopes she can find where stuff was? Give me just a moment. I'm going to watch a video to figure out where my last episode ended and how much of the 16 minutes I lost. Do-a-da-da-da-da, okay. Return to title screen. If I gave up now, I remember what I'd seen so far in that dark forest. Did I quit? Oh, hell. I just lost a lot of fucking stuff, didn't I? And it's, oh man, thank God I'm only doing 16-minute episodes. Let's see if I can remember what I did in 16 minutes. Okay, I hit no and the game appears to have crashed. Joy. Joy. And I had so many good reactions. Okay, I could start over, which I don't particularly want to do. We're gonna hit C and see if it starts me from the beginning of the forest, because if it does, then that's cool. If it doesn't, I'm gonna call that it for today's recording session. And then I'm going to watch my videos and I'm going to replicate the recording session to the point of where you last saw me, which was going up a ladder. Ah, hell. This is pretty far into the forest. Okay. I'm so sad that I lost all of that good content. I'm gonna splice this together with either the end of the last episode, which is the 4th one, or the beginning of this episode, which is the 5th one, and call it a day. Oh, that physically hurts. Hey guys, and welcome back to home. It's time to cast the controller over once again. And last time, this hurts my soul. Last time, I pressed preview instead of record. So the next 16-ish or so minutes are not going to surprise me. I will try my best to let you know what my reactions were upon first seeing things, and hopefully it's not that much content because I was going slower because it was new to me. But anyway, long story short, I hit preview instead of record, and I hate myself for it. I have restarted the game and played back to the point that I was last seen on the video. I accidentally clicked the ladder to go up that you saw me standing next to at the end of the last video, and this is the screen that resulted. Wasn't actually ready to record, but since I've gone past the point, might as well anyway. I want you guys to know how incredibly sorry I am that the next 16 minutes are not going to be genuine first reactions, and you'll understand why as we go through it. Would I need that gun or that knife before the end? Both weighed me down and aggravated my leg as I climbed that old ladder. Oh, I forgot to mention, and so I'll splice it in here instead of at the beginning. There were 3 things, I believe, that I saw replaying that I missed the first time. 2 were just double clicks, so I'm going to put in some terribly taken photos of my laptop screen with my phone because my screenshot wasn't working. And the other is a very small clip of something I didn't interact with at all. I will go ahead and splice these in here. Take it away, editing Cassie. I am currently mid-replay. I happen to hit up right here, and I don't believe we interacted with these before. So we're just gonna click that. Rusted hooks like the kind you'd find in a butcher hung from the ceiling. They look pitted and worn from heavy use. That man upstairs, did he do this? I was getting more nauseated the longer I stayed there. I felt sick and weak, like I hadn't eaten for days. Okay, we will discuss that when I'm in the actual recording. This is just a clip of, oh hell, I didn't click that before. Well, welcome back from that flashback to the whoops-a-daisy. Click that. The thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? Was it the same person that hid all those clippings away in that locked room? Suddenly, the awful smell of that sewer gave way to a pine-scented blast of fresh air. I made a joke last time I read this that I was really proud of that won't hit quite this time because it won't be unscripted, but I made a joke about, is it real fresh air or are we going into a room full of car scents? And then it was real fresh air, which threw me off, wasn't expecting. Ooh, I made that volume too loud for me. There we go. Well, it is still daytime. This is day 2 of trying to record this. I noped out of it when I made that mistake the last time. I have kept my lights off. I'm trying to increase old Benny Boy's ambiance. Those were eyes just there, weren't they? Oh. The lid had fallen on the entrance there and was stuck shut. AKA, no way back. Can't go that way either. I'm so sad that you guys are missing out on my genuine first reaction, because I was like, ooh, spooky fence, and I just noticed, I didn't notice this last time, but while there are still clouds, it is no longer raining. Meaning we have either gone far enough away from the storm that we aren't covered by it anymore, which does happen. It's weird, but it does happen. Or we were underground long enough that the storm itself passed by. Both of which are intriguing thoughts. We have either gone a great distance or... Ow. I forgot about those doors. I complained. You know, let's be honest. I bitched about that metallic door grating so much. So I'll probably try not to talk when I open doors, and I'll edit out into brief moments of silence as much as I can with those doors, because they hurt my head. And I want to spare you guys that. So I won't be getting lost as much this time. Oop. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Why, yes. Yes, I did. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Ooh, more bats. I can't remember what things I said during the part that was lost, and which ones I've already said in previous episodes, so I may reiterate a few points. But I really do like the transitions. They are spooky. They're good enough that it's a nice switch into first person. Around here I made a joke about just jumping and ending the mystery. And then I was like, oh, because there's an opening right there. We could just jump and then it wouldn't be our problem anymore. But that's probably in bad taste. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yes, I did. We're playing the yes man, except for that one nope, because I wanted to get a rope, because I wanted to see what was in the room past the jumping. I slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. Ooh, so it's either not our gun, or we weren't supposed to have it. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license, at least. From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Dun, dun, dun. I am still having trouble telling whether we are the good guy, the serial killer, the just hapless fool. Because it could genuinely still go any direction, which is a very nice touch. I noticed that our footsteps sound different out here. You can hear grass rustling instead of the limping thud-a-thud-thud. I tried the little key I'd fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Which direction leads to nowhere? Wasn't this way. You'd think, having played through this, I'd remember it, but I really don't. Yeah, this is the direction that leads to nowhere. I just noticed that the black pixels around here are... Like, I've known that they've done it, but I've noticed that because they do this, like, waving of grays, it looks like the light's emanating and dispersing. Nice touch. There was a lot of thought and care put into this, even though it's all pixely. And because it's pixely, it's actually spookier, because there are things that you try to guess what they are and you can't actually tell what they are, so it surprises you still. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. I had a moment where I was just like, decrepit's such a good word! So you also missed out on a word nerd. A word nerdgasm. Alas. This whole episode's gonna be going, and then I did this and it was awesome and you guys missed it. So just so you're aware, I only record once a year and I still manage to make a mistake every time. Bow wow. An old ticket booth that looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and wait, what were these? Train receipts? I thought the receipt I had picked up might match these, but of course not. This station had been closed for years. The ticket must have been for the newer station that opened up on the other side of town after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher looking paper covered in tiny notes, scribbles, and diagrams. It looked like someone had been leafing through the old ledgers, looking for something. A name, perhaps? I believe right around here was when I got another achievement. I can't recall what it was. I will try to see if I can screenshot the achievement and pop it up here. But yeah, this is where I got an achievement. We missed an achievement, guys. That said like 4% of players find it. Look at me, searching everywhere. Fancy. I'm an explorist. Walk past that door. Okay, that's just a light switch that goes to the lamp. I saw green and I haven't seen green inside, so I was like, ooh, what you? Just a thing. It's another map. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Great. Just what I wanted stuck in my head in a horror game. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course! The map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? The sorry condition of that place seemed sad somehow, but also ominous. Dun dun dun. Everything is spooky. Everything is tense. The old train was ripped open, and hanging from a shred of metal as well as the broken fence was a dark stained patch of cloth. Ew. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts, like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though. Though I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun, and apparently today my brain is not quite as awake and aware as it was last recording session. Ugh. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. It was getting colder out there, and I had to keep moving. Wonder what this little red mark at our neck is. Is it a red shirt underneath our thing? Are we bleeding profusely from the neck and we're just too unaware? I like how I know we're holding a flashlight, but it looks like we just have a giant orb of a light for a hand. That would be inconvenient. I've ruined all the spooky ambiance. I'm supposed to get real tense and frightening once I get to new stuff. Which, surprisingly, is taking me longer to get to. Did I lose more than one episode? I don't understand what's happening. I don't quite follow, you know. Still hate that door. I don't want it anymore, more. I believe that was all of the areas in this place. Hopefully we never have to listen to a door like that again. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. So this was fun because I spent a lot of time getting lost in these bushes, and just when I finally had most of them covered, I decided to end the episode, and I went to click stop record, and I noticed it was on preview. And my world shattered. Still bet you I'm gonna get lost, though. Can't go that way. This is the first bush of the first area. Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? You bet your sweet butt I did. Because we're the yes man in the horror game. A great identity. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license, too. So, this episode may run a little long because my goal specifically for this episode is just to get up to where I was when I ended the last one. Okay, so I came from this one. Yes. And then there's one. Oh. Right. I had not gone here. Through the fence, I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wonder if I could find my way around. I was waiting to come here. Means second bush. It's gonna take a lot of brain power to make sure we've explored all bushes. So there's one to the right. We came from the middle bush. So there's one on the left and one on the right. And then there was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out in these woods? Out in those woods. I'm sorry. Why did they abandon their campsite? Ooh, I didn't mean to click that. 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. Those kind of chairs knock over so easily. Sitting in them is a 50-50 chance of just ending up on the ground. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Oh, I didn't notice the beer part last time. I'm sure I read it aloud, but like it didn't permeate into my brain. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry. But why? The cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. I felt like if I kept rooting through the campsite, someone would walk in on me, and that would be hard to explain, covered in blood and gore as I am, with a gun and a blood-soaked knife. We're a fantastic decision maker, guys. We're just fabulous. So we came from the middle one. Let's go ahead and go in the right one first. Nothing that way. Tree. Okay. This one got me very spooked because that's no. Don't. I think don't look. Don't. It ends in an N. Don't know. It's been a long time trying to figure out what that said. Something J. And then it said no again. And I was like, I don't want to go in a building that says no 6 times. And then I went in, and it was just a bathroom. Just a bathroom full of graffiti. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water there, but the sink did work. A musty wooden plank propped up the store doll. The store doll. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. It didn't really seem to be useful. Did I bother to take it? You bet your sweet buddy. I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. Then I double checked all the other bathroom stalls because even though I've done this before, I still don't trust 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalls. Half of which are closed. That's 3. Don't trust it. Let me open those doors and see what's in there. If nothing else, maybe it's another person. Maybe I can get help. So we came in through this one. Let's go through this one and then maybe backtrack. Can't go that way at all. If I recall correctly, this is how we leave, which I didn't do because I clearly want to keep exploring. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Yeah, because that's another fence. And we're going there and it being like, this will end, I don't want to leave. It's like, no, fucker, I don't want to leave. I was not nearly that chill. Yesterday I was recording this part after an hour of tense situation. I'm gonna be paranoid. Thank God it does say I'm recording. I didn't trust it. Didn't trust it. I'll never trust it. Anyway, after an hour of tense recording with my heart pounding and anxiety and I was recording this. So I was very much like, I'm not leaving. Are you leaving? I'm not leaving. I need to know everything. So it was not nearly as chill. So we came through the middle one initially. We've gone through this one now that leads to the bathroom and the exit. Now this one. Can't go that way. Have I been here before? Oh, yes I have. This is where it sounds like someone's following me. There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Oh, yes. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook. Oh, right. I said a very specific line when I read that out loud, which was, great, it's reminding me I have to go to work later. Because I work at a Dollar Tree. Well, today I don't, game. Take that. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after worn page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. So as I replayed, I didn't remember to take a photo, but there was a list of partially blurred out names. And I think I remember the first name having an H, and I remember the last name, it looked like going R-O. I remember thinking, well, that's not Rachel, so not, but maybe. If I can be bothered, I will probably take screenshots of both this one and the previous list and like put them next to each other. If I don't remember, my apologies. Someone in the comments help me out. But we'll see how well this list matches up to the one we found earlier with partially things missing. Rachel, her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Alas. Who were all these names? I could only think about how much I needed to get home to make sure Rachel was okay. Alright, so that's fully explored. Okay. This one is fully explored. This is how we entered this area, which we've now fully explored. And this one goes to the bathroom and also the exit when I need that. I've explored the campsite. I am being thorough. I've gotten 2 achievements. I want to find more. I also want to find the answers. I have my doubts that'll happen. Okay, so this should be the dilapidated shed, which means I came from this one. Like I said, this is going to be a longer episode because I'm trying to get to... I wonder how on earth I'm going slower. Is because I keep stopping to explain what happened in the first time. Okay, this should be the first screen, which had the metally doors. Sign. We went in this one. We have not gone on this one. It's bushes. It's bushes. Unless I was wrong and I went in that one first. Nope, this is different. Not new, unfortunately, but very close to it. The dry old picnic table sat lonely amongst the trees. It had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. As I tried to read some of the names in the marks, I idly thumbed the knife I'd found. If I wanted to, I could have carved something on that table. Did I? Oh, yes. With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design into the wood, R plus H. And this is where I had a whole, like, ha ha ha, your name starts with H, and started referring to the protagonist, I use that word very loosely, as a Mr. H. I felt like a teenager defacing the table. I read some of the other names and notes on the table's surface. Rytron, Kumar, Uncle Phil, Henry, Daniel. The weird caps have me concerned, but this also might just be like shout outs to their friends. Davy D, Jenny. Actually, I wish I could go back, because now I want to like piece together the capitals and see if it's a clue. My brain can't decide if I'm scared or intrigued. That would be terrible in an actual horror situation, because I'd be like, well, if we keep going, maybe we'll figure it out. Yeah, sure, I could leave, but like, what if we figure it out? I also had several rants about how I could just call. Like, where's the cell phone I should have had? I should have called by now. I would call for help. Seemed like the table had seen a lot of use over the years. Ooh, water's getting louder. We were very close to the place that I stopped last time. The plank I found was long enough to form a crude bridge, but I wasn't sure if it would hold. Did I use it? Yes. Okay. That was a noise I didn't hear last time. So, about this moment, I stopped, saw that little bit, and was like, oh god, what's that? And I'm still bitter that you guys missed my first reaction to this, because after all that tenseness and breathing, plus the just, pressure and stress of, oh god, I've got to go to work later, I've got to record fast. I really hope that music change popped up. I was quiet so that if I had to, I could amp it up. Anyway, after that dramatic musical chord, I kept going. Clicked this strange pile of pixels, which you can't fully tell what it is, and again, the game really pays off from being pixely because you don't quite know what it is until the screen pops up. So you're just like, huh, wonder what that is. It's two bodies. I flipped out. I was like, oh my god, oh no, oh my god. Two bodies, two young women, were half dug into a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. I was already like mentally noping out and like, I'm ending the video now. I can't even remember my reaction. And I'm so mad because it was a good and entertaining one, and you guys deserve to hear me freaking the fuck out. That's why I'm playing a horror game. But no, the fates that be decreed not. They deserve better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? Oh, I remember this rant. I declared that in an actual real world scenario, what I would do is not. I would not clean up the gravesite, no matter what they deserve, because I would not disturb a clear crime scene. I would call on the cell phone I should definitely have, and I would get police, or at least a park ranger, some fucking buddy over here to look at this, to find out what happened. But no, we're the yes man, and this guy clearly doesn't make good decisions already. So let's go ahead and do the moral thing and hit yes. I tried to cover them. I tried to cover them up a bit more, and I closed the young woman's eyes. I fashioned a crude marker. I wasn't sure why, but I felt I had to do something. Oh, did you now? Why isn't that something calling the police? And then here's where I stopped it. So we're gonna do that again. That's gonna mark the end of my turn. Take 2. I hope you guys didn't mind the break in tone, as I'm clearly not as frightened, and I am very exacerbated with myself. End the game. That's gonna mark the end of my turn. Let me just cast the controller on back to you, and I hope you pass along again soon. I'll ABC you next time. Bye-byes.